Okay, so I'm just continuing on with her nose. Just been trying to refine the shape of it a bit. Wasn't quite right. Noses seem to, for me, they always go all over the place. And it takes a bit of few goes at getting it just right. Then I seem to get a lucky, to be honest, I seem to just get lucky and it then works. But it does take a bit of fine tuning, noses. They're hard. I find them hard. This is if you want to get a likeness, of course. If you're not bothered about getting a likeness, you know, they're a lot easier. But if you want it to look like the person, as I keep saying, it takes a bit of time. It takes a lot of careful observation, and then more observation the whole time. You're looking the whole time, and then looking again. Every time you come back to it, you'll probably spot something that's not quite right. Now at the moment, I'm feeling quite happy with that, so I'm just going to lighten it off a bit down here. It's got a little bit too heavy down here, so I'm just going to take off a bit with my tiny little Tombow rubber. There's not really a line under here. I want to try and get rid of that, and if I blend it in, then I think her nose will just look a lot better. I've lost the little bit that I left out there. I think that was probably a mistake to do that. I've got rid of that now. So I've just been really working on this with charcoal, no pencil, just charcoal. I started off by looking at the shading on her nose to get it looking, you know, just more like a nose. The shading's coming down like that. Just try to leave a picture up there for you so you can see a bit of this while I'm doing it. And I'll probably have a little picture of the whole nose and bit there up in the corner as well. So this is what I do. I just try and look at the picture, get the shading in, get it in, and then kind of blur it all back as best I can, and then it looks a lot softer and a lot more like it should be looking. This is a bit blended on the end here. I didn't have that in there. You'll find once you do all these bits, it will start to look a lot better. This is darker here. Come around there. That, I'll get my charcoal ready. So this I can see is darker here. I need to put that in there. It's not a lot, it's just a little. And then we've got some darkness coming up like that. This is darker in here. This is a bit blurry here. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the space between this, and then just kind of filling it into it. Kind of looks all right. Blending it in a bit. This is darker under here. That's thicker there, you see. So let's just get this a bit lighter under there. Oh. Just keeping the shadow shape. Got the shadow shape, it's just a bit too dark. And I've tried blending it with the blender and it's not taking it off enough, so just want to get a bit of that off. just working on around this area really, just to try and get that right. This line here, kind of going around here. Then we've got the shaping. Just very gently go over that. Over there. I kind of always try my hardest to trace it on really carefully or draw it on really carefully, and even when you're working on it, things change and they magically merge into something else, and you have to revisit the thing all the time. I think also if you get the line too sharp around a nose, it doesn't look right either. It needs to, it's it is blending in with the picture. This is darker. This is dark, much darker than a nose. So make sure this value here is darker, but it's just a bit too dark. And then her nose needs to be a bit lighter, I think. I need to take a bit of that off. I think I'll use the chamois on her nose now, on the charcoal side, because that is charcoal. All that shaping on her nose there, on the top bit there is charcoal, on the top layer. So I'm just going to go over that and see if I can just make it all a bit softer and lighter. See around this bit here, it's going up too much there. It needs to be coming down. So it's kind of coming across and then down, and then shading comes out to about here. And then this is a bit softer. It is coming down, but not quite at the angle. And all these things will give her the proper nose shape. All this shading is really important for getting things just right. That's better. Kind of a little highlight on the end there, but it's not very bright. It's just a bit like that really. Okay, we'll leave that and then I'll have a look at it when we come back to it. I'll just, with the charcoal side, I'll just soften that above, down here a bit. Just soften it up a bit. That's it. Okay. Okay, so we'll just look again at her teeth, I think. The gums need to be a bit darker. And again, we'll do that with the charcoal because we don't want it too shiny. That is a little bit darker in there. And just notice something with her teeth also is that this line here could be a bit coming in a bit like that. That's better. That's better. It's quite dark. Like that. Lip is looking okay, I think, for now. It's probably a bit darker there. Then, so we'll just work on these gums on the top of the teeth. That's darker in there. So just methodically, I think we've pretty well got everything in the right place. We just need to methodically go over it now and just really make sure it's all looking right. Look, and it'll feel right. As soon as you get it right, you'll think, yeah, that's it. That's just right. See, it's darker just under her lips. Just darker through here, around here. Very light touch, hardly touching her mouth at all really. Okay, then I've got to get this right here. This isn't quite right, see? We're not going to go in between her teeth here, we're just going to go along the bottom here. It's just coming over at more of an angle, just there. That's it. That's it. Then this is now too, yeah, it's just slightly, needs to come up here. Thought it was too long, but it's not, it's just that side there. There. And this is too long. That's it, that needs to come up. A bit like that. That's better. Yeah, as soon as you can see it, think you're, yeah, that's right. Then that's it, you know you're on the right track then. Then that's straight across rather than curved. Now, just soften it up a bit. Very delicate work, this teeth, very delicate work. But it's worth practicing teeth, it really is. Because if you're going to do people's portraits, then usually they'll want their teeth in, they'll be smiling. And you've got to get these right. They can't be nearly right, they've got to be dead on. Now, this is, her lip is coming up a bit here, so there's less darkness there. So I'll take that off a bit. And here. See how easy the charcoal is to work with? That's better, I think, overall. Still too big. I think it's because it's too white looking. It's actually it's actually going back a bit from the front teeth and this eye tooth. But this is why it is slightly darker. Yeah, that's looking better, I think. And this up here, that needs to be coming down as well, I think. This is why I said really stress when you're going around the teeth. Be real careful, because it's only got to be out by a fraction of a second, and it's wrong. This has got to go up a bit now. So, this is whiter. It's not pure white, but it's whiter. Then there's a white edge to this tooth here. And then, yes, they are quite a bit darker. They need to be a bit darker, I think, then they'll look better. So I'm just going to go over this very, very gently over the teeth, back here, there, around. So blend it across. Then this needs to be blended so that the front teeth are going in slightly together. Just soften that up a bit there. That's all right. I know I said don't go in between, but I wouldn't go all the way through with a pencil. That wouldn't be good at all. Just a bit of softness. See, this isn't a good photograph, so just all we can do is copy the photo that we've got. So if you want to get yourself another better photo to work on, these are just the principles I can show you really. And if you want a bit more careful help with it, with your picture, I'm happy to help you. Just let me know. Darker that side. Okay. Alright, so we'll leave it like that, I think. Now, what needs doing next? Well, what for a change, I think what we'll do is we'll just get on with her ear a bit. And then we'll just see how it looks overall with her nose. So, I redid this line here, that wasn't quite right. It needs to come in a bit, actually. It's dark. Darker in there. It's darker in there. Yeah, don't be afraid to go darker in her eyes. You do need to do that. Just soften up that. Just soften up that. Darker in there. Okay. Right, let's do her ear. Should really be doing that with the F pencil. Let's try that. Because you can get it quite dark with this. Very light touch. That's her ear. There. That's her hair. That's her hair. Just colour that in for a minute. So we don't get lost in all the bits.